Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. I know I have pretty terrible lighting right now. It's because I'm in a dog park. I'm walking Roman. But I wanted to come on here and make a quick video and talk about something that I think is super important, especially going into the new year. So, first and foremost, I want everybody to know that when you are doing things for your client, you should always step away and look at it from a business perspective, right? And I don't care what channel you're looking at it from. I don't care if it's SEO, PPC, whatever it is. I think it's your job first to be a consultant and then to be a specialist after, right? So any opportunities that you see in any potential markets, that's what you should be suggesting. And I feel like a lot of the times, especially in the SEO community, I can't speak for PPC because I'm not in it as much. In the SEO community, that often does not happen. People are often trying to just suggest SEO solutions when sometimes the SEO solution isn't what's going to fix the problem. And I think that this is a big problem in of itself. And it made me start to realize, like, just in general, how much people romanticize over Google as a company. And I don't think people realize the end goal really is our focus should really be on what people want and what people want to see. And Google tries to reinforce that by putting out their algorithms and stuff like that. But I think people get way too obsessive with understanding the nuts and bolts of algorithms. And I know that's technically our job as an SEO specialist or SEO strategist, or whatever you want to call yourself. But at the same time, Google's not always going to be right with every single thing. There's pieces of content that exist right now that are not being ranked, even though they're the highest quality content on the market. And it's because Google hasn't been able to identify it with the signals that that it has, put in place. So, this is where I started to question to myself, like, is Black Hat SEO really that bad? And I came to the conclusion that it's not. I think, like, the thing is that if you're solely focusing on what Google tells you to do, cool. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's gonna, like, why are we so focused on what Google says? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I don't like Google as a company. I don't respect how Google is scraping information. Like, for example, if you look at the travel industry right now, there's so many websites that are, doing their best to produce content for people, right? Travelocity, Expedia, so on and so forth. But if you go on Google right now and you search for, flights to New Jersey or whatever you look for, Google is going to scrape their results and then is going to show you the results based off of what it's pulling from other companies, right? And I don't like that, because that's essentially plagiarism. Like, they're copying and taking something that another company produced and then showing it to you on their search engine. And I think that this is the way that they're going with every single thing. Like, their goal is really to keep people in the search results. They don't want people to go to your website, which is, to me, becoming a bigger and bigger problem. And that's why I think, like, as consultants, like, our job should not be to follow everything that Google wants. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they have their own hidden agenda that's going to make them more money, at least from my perspective. So that being said, I think, like, there's a new wave of consultants in SEO that's coming. And I think it's no longer about, like, understanding Google in its entirety. I think if you understand that, that's a plus. But more so, what you need to understand at the heart of everything is marketing fundamentals. And I think that this has always been apparent, but I think people don't emphasize this as much as they emphasize the SEO part, particularly when they are a specialist at SEO, right? I think Google's algorithms are always emphasized more, and we forget that at the end of the day, the whole goal is to deliver value to people. And so if you're still solely focusing on what Google is telling you to do, especially with all of the new AI that's coming out and all of the new things that are potentially going to be able to challenge Google, I don't think that's super smart. I think right now, if you're an SEO, you need to transition to being a growth director, or a growth strategist, like SEO growth strategist or organic growth strategist, I should say. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean not to learn SEO? Absolutely not. Still learn SEO. It's an important skill and you need it. in my opinion. I just think that the way that you prioritize things, like for example, I think if you're an SEO maniac or an SEO fanatic, I should say, you are going to follow, from Google's perspective, right? You're going to follow everything that Google says in their guidelines to a T. You're not going to do any black hat SEO. You're not going to do any of this stuff. But the goal of this is to really manipulate the search engine so you can get results for your clients. And that's why I started to realize like black hat SEO is not bad, because at the end of the day, like your goal is to get money for your clients. Like you shouldn't have any allegiance to Google. Like you shouldn't have to follow what Google says. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to do the strategies and techniques that you think is going to work to help your clients rank so that they can make as much money as possible. And obviously you don't want your clients to get dinged, and that's why a lot of the times we follow this white hat stuff. But I do think that people look at white hat versus black hat as being like unethical versus ethical, when in reality it's not. It's just like people are doing different tricks and tips and formats and yada 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 to get to where they want to go and the results that they want to achieve. So moral of the story, where I'm going with this is, you have to do more than just SEO for Google. You have to know how to grow people organically on platforms like YouTube, on platforms like TikTok. And I think like the whole wave of the new SEO that's coming is going to be organic growth in general, meaning that you understand how to grow people, not just from a search perspective, because remember, SEO is search engine optimization. I think that's important, but I think when you look at social media platforms like TikTok and you look at social media platforms like, I don't even know if if YouTube is considered. I think I would call YouTube a social media platform. But let's say you look at these platforms, right? You need to understand how to grow them organically, which doesn't always involve search, right? Because, for example, YouTube has the recommendation engine, which is not search, but you need to understand that. And I feel like you need to understand all channels from an organic perspective. When I say organic, I'm saying, basically helping people to grow without using paid advertising, pretty much. And that's the new wave of SEO. And honestly, I think this is the most important thing, in my opinion. So this is basically what I am going to be talking about in general. So like in my newsletter and I don't know, like I'm trying to figure out what to rebrand my newsletter as. I'm thinking about calling it Organic Growth Redefined, and really digging into what that means. You know what I mean? And talking about what organic growth actually is. And yeah, so I don't know, guys, like I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because I do feel like it's super important. And I think everybody should know this to an extent. And I think, there has to be some differentiations made. And I don't think black hat SEO is bad. So it's important. The other thing I was going to say too is that I just recently, I need to I'm still working on this on the website. I need to clean it up a little bit, but I dropped an SEO portfolio type of thing on my website. So if you go to the website courses.drayshawnryan.com, you will see a new product that says SEO portfolio templates, and it is a whole bunch of deliverables that I've created over the past 6-7 years of my career. Things that I've sold to people, things that I've made a lot of money off of, and I basically packaged it in a way that you can take it and you can use it. I removed all the clients' names and stuff like that, and it removed, just for confidentiality purposes. But it's there for you to get. It costs $200. You're getting something that I've sold to people for like $15,000 for $200, and you're getting it as a bundle. And I'm not done growing it. It's actually, there's going to be a lot more stuff that I'm going to add. I recently found a bunch of stuff that I want to add, PowerPoint templates and different trainings and just different things in general that will help to help you excel in your career, whether it's from like a teaching aspect when you're, or if it's from like just showing a value aspect. So, so that's it. I'm also planning on adding a forum to the website, so stay tuned for that. You know, we do have a Slack channel, so anybody who has purchased my course, you should be in the Slack channel, and if you're not, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.